Why are we here? What's this all about? What's the meaning of life? People have been pondering these questions for years, and as a young person I often heard that our lives are really the cause of some random mistake. But that never really seemed to feel right. I mean, have you ever felt that way, as if you can almost sense that there's more to life than just living and dying? In fact, a man named Solomon once wrote that God has planted eternity in the hearts of every human. And I believe that that is the reason why it's hard for us to really make sense of this idea that we're a product of random chance. And also found in the Bible, a man named Isaiah wrote, "Bring all who claim me as their God, for I have made them for my glory. It was I who created them." And this verse tells us why we were created, to bring glory to our Creator. So what does it mean to bring glory to our Creator? Well, Matthew 5:16 says, "Let your good deeds shine out for all to see, so that everyone will praise your Heavenly Father." Glorifying God is really all about living a life that will point other people to Him. But what things in life really point others to God? A man named Paul wrote, "Whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God." So really, in everything that you do, just let it point to God. And the good news is that God doesn't just create us to glorify Him, but He also gives us the tools to do it. Romans 12:6 says, God has given us different gifts for doing certain things well. And 1 Peter 4:10 tells us each one should use whatever gift he has received to serve others. And finally, there's a verse that I want to read to you that's from 2 Corinthians 9:11. And we're told, "You will be enriched in every way so that you can always be generous." In other words, you're blessed by God so that you can be a blessing. So we're created to glorify God, which is pointing others to Him in everything that we do, aided by the gifts that He's given us. Now, I want to focus for a minute on that final verse, which basically explains that we're blessed to be a blessing. And when I think about this concept, it really makes me think of our lives as a conduit. And as you know, a conduit is a device that serves a purpose for transferring something from one place to another. For instance, pipes are conduits that take water from the water plant to your faucet, or a conduit can be used to transfer electricity. A conduit's not a vessel where something ends up or is stored, but they're used to distribute something. That's the reason why they're created. And according to this verse, our lives are much the same way. We are blessed to be a blessing. We take things from one place, and as a conduit, we transfer it to another place. God's love flows through us, so we can transfer that love to others. And this is a piece of copper pipe that works like a conduit. And right now, this piece, both ends are closed off, they're cut off. And in this condition, it cannot be used for the reason that it was created. In the same way, if our lives are closed off from the blessings of God and from the ability to bless others, we'll never know the reason. We'll never really come to know the reason why we were created. Now, if I opened up one of these ends, I could get something into the pipe, like water, for instance. But after I fill it up, there's really nothing else it can do. And once again, it's just not really being used for why it was created. And if we live a life that accepts God's blessings just to hold on to, we also will never come to know the full reason for why God created us. However, if we open up both ends of this, the purpose can be fully known. And for this copper pipe, water can flow from one place to another. In our lives, as we are blessed by God, we can bless others to point them to Him. You are a conduit. That's why you are here, what this is all about, and the very meaning of life. Learn this early and live by it, and you will find purpose and joy that some people never find in a life of aimless searching.